Welcome to part 2 of our Season 2 Community Creations competition. It's time to showcase some more wonderful submissions from our community, and of course we needed an extra episode to bring to light more well thought out and well curated Planet Zoo pack ideas. Once again, the format of this series is 8 animal packs with aquarium and aviary animals allowed. We also have a Community's Choice Award that are the highest rated packs voted on by our Discord community, whilst the overall final winner receives a Planet Zoo DLC of their choice. So let's get straight into part 2, season 2 of our What's Next for Planet Zoo community creations. The first pack idea comes from Wonk, the Armored Achievers pack. As its name suggests, this idea features animals that have noticeable plating, scutes, osteoderms, thick skin, or any other physical defensive mechanism on their bodies. The author chooses the Javan rhino as the flagship. Similar to Indian variants, these guys have thick skin that is folded over at certain places, and their mosaic patterned skin resembles the look of armor plating. Armadillos, pangolins and echidnas need no explanation, as they are also chosen to represent with their own defensive features such as scales for pangolins and spikes for the echidna. Alligators also have knobbly thick skin, enough to also see them part of this idea. Here the Chinese alligator is chosen with the American species as the alternative. A very unique and interesting addition is the chambered nautilus, a mollusk that resembles the extinct ammonites long ago. Nautilus are pretty popular in aquariums these days, and this is an inspired choice for this idea, as their spiral shells also serve as protection for their fragile bodies. I like the addition of the alligator snapping turtle too, but also tortoises can also be considered as alternatives. Finally, the Hercules beetle is chosen as the exhibit slot, the longest beetle in the world, with males sporting large curved horns that they use to fight or carry objects 100 times their body weight. We've got a lot of love for the Australian continent across the two competitions, but there has not been much of a dedicated pack for New Guinea, Australia's northern but no less interesting neighbour. Biddy Naylor brings his own New Guinea idea to take advantage of the aviary birds in this competition. As a result, the author has included many eccentric bird varieties such as the greater bird of paradise with its ornate tail feathers, the popular eclectus parrot, and the regal Victoria crowned pigeon, bird species renowned from New Guinea. The Goodfellows tree kangaroo and long-beaked echidna also make an appearance for a unique marsupial and monotreme candidate respectively, rounding off the pack with reptiles, the crocodile monitor, the largest lizard of the island, and the green tree python, an extremely prevalent snake in captivity. Alternatives can include the New Guinea singing dog. This has been a popular request for a more rainforest-dwelling canine variety. Whilst the New Guinea crocodile, the island's own endemic crocodilian species, can also be considered. Polly Wolly's Korean Peninsula pack is similar to our Amur River pack covered in the Greater Asia video, but with a more intimate focus on the Korean territories. That author also emphasizes the importance of the demilitarized zone between the two nations, which has become a haven for a range of endangered ungulates, carnivores, and birds. The flagship has been chosen as the Amur leopard, one of the most requested leopard subspecies, and it's no surprise to see it here. There's some overlap with Eurasian boreal forest species here as well, such as the wild boar and Eurasian lynx, but a more East Asian focus on the ungulate species includes the water deer and long-tailed goral, both keystone herbivores of Korea. 2 cranes have been chosen to emphasize the wetland nature in the Korean Peninsula, the red-crowned or Japanese crane and the white-naped crane. The author rounds the pack off with a small but popular mustelid, the yellow-throated marten. Some alternatives include the medium-sized leopard cat, the Siberian musk and roe deers. The Ussuri black bear of this region is the largest of the black bear subspecies, and finally the sable, another Eurasian mustelid. Next up is Dinomation's all-bird pack idea, the Wings of the World, featuring a key bird species from each of Earth's continents, an amazing idea that will appeal to many bird lovers who wish to see a large variety of additions of especially larger avian species. From North America, we have the bald eagle. No surprises here with the alternative, the great horned owl, although I wouldn't mind seeing something like a California condor here as well. For South America, the scarlet macaw with the Toko toucan as the alternative. Both picks probably the most famous birds of the Amazon. Shoutouts to the possibility of a harpy eagle here as well. For Europe, the white stork is chosen and the cinereous vulture as its alternative. Into Africa, we have the grey-crowned crane, a prominent choice suggested by many other submissions, and I'd love to see a secretary bird to complement as an alternative. Southeast Asia has my next two favourite picks of this pack with the knobbed hornbill and Victoria crowned pigeon, two unique birds with ornate crests and vibrant coloration endemic to the islands in this region. To reach the number of 8 animals whilst complementing the author's idea, another category for East Asia is my suggestion, with the red-crowned or Japanese crane and the Eurasian spoonbill representing, both fairly prominent migratory wading birds that frequent the wetlands of East Asia. For Australia, the obvious contenders are the laughing kookaburra and the emu, whilst the pack is rounded off finally in Antarctica with the emperor penguin and brown skua. A great variety of all birds across the continental regions of Earth. A certain theme that appeared a lot in this Season 2 competition is the idea of animals that have made population rebounds from endangerment. The best of these is from Red Panda Reggie, one of our last season's winners and a talented pack idea creator in our Discord community. This is their Comeback Kids pack, animals that have reversed their declining trajectory through effective conservation programs. These can be on-site methods through protecting their habitat and reducing threats faced in the wild, such as with the black rhinoceros and bald eagle, or species that survive through their captive stock in zoos, like the Arabian oryx, Amur leopard, or Przewalski's horse, ready to be reintroduced back into the wild at a later date. Each of these animals are pretty much made famous because naturally they show up at a lot of zoos and receive much media attention. Their success story is an example for other critically endangered species. This pack not only accumulates all of these popular, highly regarded requests, but also exhibits diversity in including aviary bird species, a range of exhibit reptiles and amphibians. Some of my own alternatives for animals that have made significant comebacks include the peregrine falcon, which declined in great numbers due to pesticide use, and the Iberian lynx, virtually saved from extinction through a still ongoing conservation campaign. We now enter our final 2 packs. The first is the community voted winner with Diplo Dragon's Tree Dwellers pack. The author curates a pack of popular arboreal animals, including primates and marsupials, from a variety of localities across the globe. The brown howler monkey, la gibbon, and Matschie's tree kangaroos are stalwarts in this season's competitions, appearing many times in our videos so far. Other animals such as the red-shanked duke, the tamandua, the sloth, and the coati have appeared once or twice, but are no less remarkable and unique. This well-rounded pack also includes the Indian chameleon as its choice of exhibit animal. This is interesting to remind the audience that chameleons don't just live in Africa and Madagascar, with a select few species also on the Indian subcontinent. Alternatives include, but are definitely not limited to, the siamang, the white-faced saki, the three-toed sloths, and the smaller kinkajou and Sulawesi bear cuscus. Congratulations to Diplo Dragon and their Tree Dwellers pack for taking our Community's Choice winner. That brings us finally to our winning pack submission, which will be taking home a Planet Zoo DLC of the author's choice, Flying Manta Ray's Rewilding Europe pack. This idea is so intriguing because it illuminates one of the biggest biological efforts currently happening on Earth, a continental movement to reintroduce animal species and subsequently revive wild ecosystems of Europe. Also, with rumours brewing of a possible oncoming North American pack for Planet Zoo soon, Europe will be the only continent left to be covered, and this submission delivers the best assortment of European animals, which I personally feel may have a very likely chance of appearing in the game. All the animals on this list have been earmarked for reintroduction efforts into wild environments. In fact, many have already begun this process, with beavers reintroduced into the UK, wild horses reintroduced into the Danube region and Eurasian steppe, ibexes reintroduced into the Alps, the Apennines and the Pyrenees, and birds introduced into wetlands and marshes across the continent. I'd also like to see the Eurasian brown bear added as well. Although there's lots of overlap in the game already, it's one of the keystone quintessential species being introduced alongside Eurasian grey wolves in various scattered locations to keep prey populations in check. Whilst lesser priority alternatives include the European bison, with intentions to build a thriving population in European woodlands, and the chamois to complement the caprid variety of mountainous alpine regions. Rewilding Europe is a monumental task, but this pack in my opinion is definitely up to the task of at least representing it. Well done to Flying Manta Ray for their wonderful pack idea, and congratulations on joining our What's Next for Planet Zoo Season 2 winners. And that ends our Season 2 competition. We hope you've enjoyed these 2 videos as we look back on 2 years of Planet Zoo. This series was intended to not only suggest animal ideas, some of them have been introduced into the game, but most importantly to educate and inform. And we're proud to have been on this journey with you guys. As always, if you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe, and shout out to our Patreon supporters. You too can support our channel and the production of more quality content for as little as $8 a month.